are live. That was a fast countdown for that to go. Hoping the internet stays good tonight. We've had some issues in the past, but thank you for finally joining us.
I'm glad I finally have time.
I know, because it was funny because I reached out to you before Halloween, and you that is your busiest time of the year. So, and it was funny because a couple weeks ago I was like, man, wait, his Halloween's done now. He could be on here, so it's perfect. So we should start having some people jump in here shortly. I know a couple shows have just ended. Dixon's Pickens show just ended, but Cats and Nurse Flipper's on right now too, which, yeah, it is what it is. Exactly. And we always joke because we always say you're gonna be on at some time. You're going to be on a time slot against somebody else at all times, right? Because there's so many lives going on right now. It's just the way it is. But there'll be some changes in the next upcoming weeks. I'll just put it at that. Maybe I might drop some news next Tuesday, I think. So tune in next Tuesday. We'll drop some news. But if you want to tell everybody about yourself, and your skeleton in the back is freaking me out.
With the digital eyes?
Yeah, because I keep seeing the eyes move on it. And it's on this. I noticed it a little bit ago, and I was like, wait, is the thing really moving? Yeah. And I'm like, it is moving. So
that's my ex-assistant manager. You know, Halloween really got to him.
Worked him too hard.
Yeah. So, most people know me in the community. Yeah, Nakoma Finds. My name is Michael. I've been playing with eBay since about, I don't even know, like 97, 98, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Just, some one or two items, just doing it from home. And then about 3 years ago now, I decided to run for Congress, U.S. Congress. And I hate politics, but I'm kind of good at it. Didn't want to run for Congress, but someone needed to get the person that was in there out. So that's why I ran. And to get my mind off of the politics, I decided, hey, let me watch some YouTube videos. Came across Resell Rabbit, John, and kind of got hooked to what he was doing. And so I started going out to the Goodwill and looking for items, listing them on eBay, and it turned into a full-time gig. So especially after COVID hit and I lost my travel contract that I had, it became a full-time thing.
But now you don't even have to go to Goodwill, so really, because you probably do have enough inventory left over from the stores to probably get you through the year, don't you?
Oh yeah, I've got boxes upon boxes upon boxes back here that I have to go through, and of course, since my peak season is Q3, this is my play time basically. Yeah. And so I've taken everything off my eBay store now, and I'm starting it from scratch and doing a new template on it, making it look the way I wanted it to look like in the beginning. So I'm having fun with it, but it's a lot of stuff to relist. But over the last week, I've gotten 60 listings so far.
There you go.
Hey, Don.
Don's here. Another Mike's in the chat too. So there's three of us here tonight, which is crazy. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it's I might have to reach out to you to get a Halloween costume for next year. We always try to do something cool. This year I had to blow up. This year I sat on a blow up unicorn, which was interesting, but it worked. I mean, I have 3 daughters, so it's always something neat. And I always see the Halloween spirit stores, and I always think, is it worth it to go source from there?
Yes, definitely.
So is it worth it to source when they first open or at the end?
Well, it depends. So like one of the big items every year is the Michael Myers jack-o'-lantern pumpkin lamp thing. So I don't know if you can see up on the shelf. Let's see if I can
see Michael Myers. Okay.
Now, I have Sam, but you see the Sam right there?
Yeah.
It's a lamp. There's a Michael Myers version of that. It's in high demand every year, but all the stores only get like 2 of them. So they sell out like within the first day or so, right? And then they sell on eBay for about $100 to $150 at the beginning of the season because everyone's looking for it every season, and they sell for $40-something at Spirit Halloween.
Okay.
So it's a quick flip. So there's a few things in decor you can find at the beginning of the season to do a quick flip. Pop figures that are exclusive to Spirit Halloween are good ones. Some of the board games that are exclusive are good ones to flip. And then, of course, at the end of the season, November 1st, November 2nd, when everything goes 50% off, that's when you go find the clearance stuff. It's 50% off that price. And then that stuff to sell full price through the rest of the year or for next season.
Yeah, I guess like the Funkos, I feel like you'd have to get them listed quick. Yes. Because once everybody floods the market,
right, then it goes
there
down.
goes the price. But it seems like with those pumpkins you were just talking about,
there's always a demand for it.
Correct, because they don't sell that many.
Right.
I'm trying to think of how many spirit stores I have around me. I know we definitely have one. I really don't know how many we have around us now. I'm definitely gonna have to look next year though.
Yeah,
yeah.
Halloween is big. This year it hit close to $8 billion in sales.
Wow.
It's a big industry, and it's not overly saturated like Christmas is.
True.
You have a couple of key players, and that's it. Spirit being the biggest one. And you can source things at the end of the season at a fraction of the cost. And if you know anybody that's an employee there, then they get an employee discount on top of that. You know what I mean? Makes it even cheaper for you.
True. Yeah, I might definitely have to go hit them up next year, because I think the only issue is then you got to hold the stuff until, like you said, till later on. But I guess if you list it now, the stuff still might sell.
It will.
I mean, because there are people that are looking ahead and hoping that, okay, let's get this done early and whatnot.
Well, the decor stuff will sell year round because everybody wants the decor stuff, regardless. Sure. Right? So, like all this stuff that I have back here, these signs, the pop figures, people will buy that stuff year round.
Yeah.
It's not specific for Halloween. It's just Halloween themed. Michael Myers, you got Sam, you've got Freddy Krueger, all that kind of stuff that's licensed. There's a draw for it year round. So if you get that stuff cheap at the end of the season, it will sell through the rest of the year. And of course, you get top dollar next season.
True. Yeah, that's going to be on my list, I think, for next year. Because I meant to go there this year, especially towards the end. But then I always think, okay, once it goes 50% off, like, is there going to be worth anything left? And I guess the answer is, I guess it could be if you get there early enough. So Jason, Freddy, etc. Yep. Right. I mean, those are the big ones, especially Pennywise too. Now,
Pennywise. Actually, the big ones this year were Sam from Trick or Treat,
okay,
and Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Those were the two top sellers. Yeah,
that's interesting. Because I still think Pennywise still has a following. I mean,
yeah, but not as big as what the other two were doing this year.
Correct.
After them, it would have been Michael Myers, because the new movie came out. So as soon as the new movie came out, every mask that we had went within like 2 days. They just flew off the shelf. And then Freddy and Jason after that.
Wow. That's why I wish I could have had you on before Halloween hit. Then everybody could have knew all the tricks. Killer Clowns.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I've never even heard of it.
It's a cheesy 80s B-rated horror flick that is just amazingly bad and bright colors, just ridiculousness, and is super popular right now.
That's interesting. So that's basically all you list now on eBay is Halloween stuff. No anymore.
I list all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
Vintage stuff, movies, books.
But you just don't have to really source though, because you have so much.
Right.
Because like you said, you were for 3 months you're focused on the Halloween store, and I
just have primarily Halloween stuff just because of my connection with the store. So I end up with a lot of product, and with that, most of my stuff. It's going to be Halloween themed at least, because it's dirt cheap for me,
Yeah.
And then of course I still hit the Goodwills and stuff because it's fun.
Correct.
So that kind of stuff that I find vintage stuff that I'm just interested in.
And that's the same way we are. It's like my wife's like, you're done going out getting stuff. It's like, but if I don't go out, I'm going to miss that one big thing.
Yeah.
And I definitely have calmed down over the last couple weeks. But I mean, we got sick, and then so I didn't source then. We just went out this past weekend, but we actually did really well with a lot of stuff. So we didn't buy a lot, but it was good stuff we picked up, which it's kind of what I'm hoping now. And I want to start the new year fresh with the next year is going to be different. We're going to definitely change what we're buying, because you just see, you pick up something, you think it's going to sell, and it just doesn't, and it sits here. Then you sell the most random things too.
Right. For
us. I mean, I sold a bra tonight again from 1990. But I can't keep, every time I get them, I sell them. It's, exactly. It is the craziest thing. And it's just the craziest things you find, you pick up, and you think that, oh, this is going to sell, and then it sits here. And I started to get to the point too where I'm like, you know what, I'm not a storage unit. So if somebody makes me an offer, a fair offer, it's gone. I'm not, as long as I'm still making money, that's all that matters.
Exactly. But you do a lot of smalls, right?
I do. What is that?
Smalls. You do a lot of small returns.
Yeah, because I don't like doing. It's not that I don't like doing big items. It's just the storage aspect of it. I mean, the room I'm in here is where all the storage is. I have stuff on my workbench. I have stuff on the shelves. We just actually picked up this shelf here, which that's not even. I don't even think there's anything listed on that shelf. A couple things need pictures, and I'm trying to get. I need to get more into the swing of it to kind of have to be more organized, which is that's the hard part. It's just trying to find that right rhythm on how to do it.
Right.
And it's like you think you find the rhythm, but then you don't, and then it's like, okay, let's change this up. And
so I'm kind of lucky in that respect as far as the shelving and stuff. The Spirit, we get a ton of boxes like this that we are throwing away each season. So I grab stacks of them, and that's my inventory boxes.
Yeah.
So
that works perfect, and they're big enough and they look sturdy. So
yeah,
we just have clear bins, which helps because you can kind of see in them, and I mean they aren't named and whatnot in a different way that we do it. But it's like there's these bins behind me. There's 2 of those bins from Costco that are full of stuff that needs pictures, and I keep forgetting those are there. But I'm just like, yeah, it's. And we got our first negative this week in probably 20 years, and I'm like, so this week was just like so
you
far.
Didn't dispute the negative.
What's that?
You didn't dispute the negative.
The buyer is not changing their mind, and honestly, I sold an Atari power strip or power cord.
Right.
And clears. So they got it 6 days later. They said, oh, this is not what was pictured. I'm like, I know that's what was pictured because that's the only one I have. So I said, send me a picture of it. Send me a picture of what you got. Well, first the cord they got was like was smaller, and it was electrical taped. I'm like, that's not what I would have known. Like I would have known. Like, right. Plus I took a picture. Like it's not like it was a stock photo. So I said, okay, well, if it doesn't work, hey, send it back. I'll give you a refund. It's fine. Nothing. They said, well, this isn't the right one. I said, send me it back. You'll get the refund. They dropped the negative. Now they ignore everything I send them.
Well, just contact eBay.
I did, and they said there's nothing that they can do because the buyer did not open up a case.
To remove the negative feedback? Yeah, they can. They removed it for me.
Well, it almost depends on what rep you get. So, yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to reply to the feedback, I think, and just let it go. I'm not too, I mean.
It's not going to hurt you, not one.
No, it's like, I mean, I think we just hit 2,700, and it's like, it is. I mean, it's going to happen. I think we got one a couple months ago, but the person revised it because they did leave it on accident.
Okay.
So it's just
I had one. I contacted eBay, and I had them remove it. I processed the refund for the buyer, and since I processed the refund, they had no problem removing the negative feedback.
Yeah, see, I didn't send them a refund until they sent it back. Because I'm like, I know that they were just trying to get a refund.
Right.
To get it for free. It was a $10 item. And honestly, like, if I had known, I would have did it by, like, if I knew it was my fault, sure, I'll do it. I'll send you the refund. I had a lady, she messaged me the other day. She goes, hey, I got the wrong item. And I'm like, what? It was a piece of Corningware. It's like, what do you mean you got the wrong item? She sent the picture, and I was like, I sent the complete wrong Corningware piece. And I'm like, here's your refund. Right. Don't even bother sending it back because it's going to cost me more to get it back to me. So I sent her the refund. Then she ended up buying another piece anyway from me. So
there you go.
Hey, there's a bonus. And she joked about it because she left a message. She said, hopefully I get the right one this time. Like, hey, mistakes happen, but
yeah,
at least she was cool about it, and that's all that matters. That's a good way to remember to take a picture is put it on your chair.
Exactly.
My problem is I have so much to take pictures of, and I have a folder, I have a folder of stuff I've already taken pictures of that just need listed. And I've tried to do listing lives. They don't work because you start chatting and it's tough. No, and I thinking beginning of December, I'm going to do I think I'm going to do a couple hour live and just do listing, have people stop in and try it out. And the key is to do drafts, which I don't do drafts. So that's the hard part.
Like I said, the program that I use,
I
got my little trusty barcode scanner there. I just scan the UPC code and it creates the draft for me. So I can go in and edit it exactly.
The video that went out today, that barcode scanner was found in that video.
Nice.
Found it at the Amazon bin store. The guy was super angry that it was in there. It's like my brother left it in there. I'm like, hey, I've been looking for one of these things. I paid $5 for it.
Nice.
I haven't used it yet though, but
this one I got off of off Amazon. I paid $15 for it. It's been a good one.
Yeah, this one's wireless. It has the little thing to plug in. And I mean, it works. I've tested it out, and we'll see. I mean, we had Joey Bada Bing on a couple weeks ago, week or two ago, and what he does, and it's something that I've started to do, is when you go to a yard sale or Goodwill, whatever, and you check the item for your comp. When he finds that comp, he actually hits sell similar and already saves it as a draft right then and there in the store. Yeah. So I've actually started to do that, and it's actually been helpful because you get home, you change your price, you change your shipping, put your picture in, it's already done.
Exactly.
Category's already selected, and because it also helps because then instead of going back and trying to look up that price, you already have it there. So. Right. It's a good thing.
And it's a good reminder of what you just purchased.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that eBay only allows you to have so many drafts too. I think they only allow you so much, and if you have a draft in there too long, they'll actually delete it. Yeah. So you kind of have to watch on that. And I know I have so many items that I just need to get them listed, but I'm also not too concerned though because this isn't my full-time job, so we're just having fun. And
I'm trying to get myself back up to 1,000 listings. That's where I'm going to try to hit, but it's going to take me probably a month and a half to 2 months to do that. So
are you full-time or part-time?
I'm full-time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 1,000 listings. We have 4 right now. We're at 422, and that's I like to be right around 450. And I mean, we haven't listed much recently, but we're still selling stuff, so that's good.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But my thing is that I've just cleared everything out of my store, so I'm starting at 0. That's why I'm trying to build it back up. So,
but you're also doing it smart too, because you're going to do it the way that you want to do it with your templates, and because you can set up the shipping templates for certain things, for like costumes or other things that you already know. Okay, this is what it weighs. Let's do it. Little Miss Q, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Two Hip Chicks, thanks for coming by.
Bye,
And I know bedtime. I know 4:00 comes early. So yeah. So what is your favorite thing to sell other than Halloween stuff?
Vintage, especially vintage electronics.
Okay.
So like that camera that I found, it was a 110 camera like I had when I was 5 years old, right? In the 70s. But it was brand new and packaged, never opened. It was amazing.
Wow.
Sold for $100. You know, I paid like $3 for it at Goodwill. Just that kind of stuff. Movies and games I really like. Though I haven't found any horror VHSs sealed.
Me neither.
They're not out there. Not here.
I remember you mentioning that before in a live, and I was always looking for the horror one, especially now because VHS tapes are just so popular.
Yeah.
And we found a couple good ones that were sealed. Found a couple preview copies and stuff like that. The biggest one we found was The Mask sealed.
Nice.
And I think we got 160 for it or something, or 200 for it.
Isn't that
I think
crazy?
it blows my mind for a VHS
yeah.
tape, and somebody else said it, and I can't remember who it was now, but they said, how long is that VHS tape thing gonna last? Like, because people are even getting VHS tapes graded now,
right? I think it'll last a while. So you have a whole new generation that looks back on this vintage stuff as being super cool, especially anything from the 80s, even 90s. And I think it's going to ride out for a little while. Vinyl's making a comeback.
True.
And one of the Black Friday deals at Walmart right now is vinyl records.
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing and stuff. And it's like, why? You know what I mean? It's not. They're not playing it. They're buying it to display it.
Correct.
So why is it such a draw now? Because it's a throwback, and they weren't part of that era, but it's fresh for them because their parents and stuff were from that era.
Yeah.
Cool.
And there was a side note, something popped up a little bit ago, and it was Adele's coming out with her new record. It's going to be at Walmart, but it's a crystal clear record. So the record's going to be clear. Now, like you just said, who's going to honestly play it? They're going to display it up on the wall.
Right.
And that's with these sealed VHS tapes. We were in Ohio for their big yard sale, and I found this guy was selling them. It was the second day of the sale. Also, Old School Picker, how are you? And the Who's stopped by also.
Hey, Connor.
We found the second day, I found this guy selling, it was Playboy VHS tapes sealed. And I think he had like 8 or 10 of them left. And I said, hey, how much you want for all of them? He said, I think it was like $10. I said, okay, I'll take them. He said, I had more, but somebody bought the rest of them yesterday. Well, I sold all of them for $15 to $20 each. So, and it's like, and he even said it too. He goes, why? He goes, I don't know why people are buying these. He goes, is it just collector's items? And it's like, probably, because who's going to honestly watch them?
Right.
I mean,
it's nuts. Yeah. Anything from 80s and 90s right now is just hot. It's hot ticket stuff. So
I know. And it's weird to think that the 90s stuff's vintage, but it is. And like there's just certain vintage things like you sell, like a Brawl, and I sold earlier, and it's like I got $21 for it. I'm like,
right?
It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Sold Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 a few months ago for $250.
Nice.
I mean, that just blows my mind. It's funny, I did just find that, but it was pretty beat up. But it's weird because there's certain sealed VHS tapes that just don't sell that you think that they would.
Right.
I know, like Titanic was one of them. I thought Titanic would do well, but it didn't.
No, so many of them are produced. So many of them are out there. No.
No, I don't think I'll ever get them graded. I'm not, because my luck, by the time I get it back from getting it graded, then that's when the whole thing just drops. So I know that's my luck. Right. Appreciate that, little Miss Q. Yeah, I was in there too for a few before we started also. I know normally we get a couple people from his pop over stuff. It's all good. That's why we have a replay. That's why people can go back and watch us, especially if you're interested in Halloween stuff. I mean, he dropped some good knowledge this morning, or this morning, just a little bit ago. But That thing is that those eyes on that thing behind you, man, just get me every time.
Grim. He's my buddy.
Yeah, Avery's all in
I
there.
don't know if you can read his little white circle.
No.
It says I purged.
Oh.
It's the purge t-shirt.
It almost looks like I voted sticker.
Exactly. It's the
okay. Avery's all in there listening on their drive home. Well, hopefully just keep your eyes on the road. Just listen. I already have seen people from dark counties here now. Dark County Picker have one too?
Probably.
Jeez, everybody had like it's so funny when we moved our live from Monday night. It was like, oh, Tuesday's a great night. Tuesday's a bad night.
It's a bad night.
Tuesday's a bad night. So was Monday because we even joked with Joey. We were like, man, we were competing with you. Not really, but people would still jump over from his live, and
yeah,
I mean we always said you're going to compete with somebody at all.
It's a crowded window.
It is, and there's a lot of people doing this. There's just a lot of people doing lives now. So you kind of just have to just keep it fresh. And that's like I said earlier. Dark County was live too. Man, everybody was live tonight. But it's like I said, I'm gonna hopefully drop a little bit of news next Tuesday. I think on the show. I'm definitely gonna do next Tuesday's show. It might be at 8:30 though. I might change my time up on that too, just because. Yeah, just so I can get up in the morning at 4, go work out, and go to work. That's always the thing, because usually we start at 9, and it's like the one night we went till like 11. I'm like, I gotta go. Like Dixon just finished up now. Oh, Dixon went late tonight.
You get a few people coming over.
Yeah, usually people do come from Dixon's, but yeah, it's all fun. Wait, we're all doing this for the same reason, so
right.
we have fun doing it, and yeah, we enjoy it. I know what's that? Had a couple people hit their milestones on Dark Counties. That's cool. I didn't know he was live, or I would have hopped over there. Yeah.
I'm nowhere near a milestone. I'm at like 200 and something subscribers. I have absolutely no content on my channel.
Well, you did the I think I looked. The last thing, it was that challenge you were doing.
eBay challenge, right?
Yeah. Maybe you need to do it again.
So it was just me, which was fine. I hope people got some, tips out of it. But no one picked up on the challenge, and which is cool. But yeah, it was fun to do it, and that's what prompted me to go back in now to clear out my main store and reset it, because I like the format that I was doing on the challenge eBay store better.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Little Miss Q needs 369 to hit 1K. I think I'm actually not even sure what I need now. No, I know we're close. What are we? Oh, also, Cali reseller Luis has his auction tonight too. So
I know Ella and Tom Cruise were on just a little while ago doing an auction. So
we're at 871. So we're 129 away. But we've been at 871. Then we drop. Then we go. So 129, we hit 1,000, but we also need the watch hours too. So that's definitely because
watch hours aren't too hard. You just need a bunch of people to play your playlist.
My plan, what happened was when we started this whole thing, we started doing the videos, and then it was like, I don't like doing these long videos because I don't feel like people sit there and watch them. Well, then after so long, I'm like, wait, all these short videos aren't helping me out. Because I'm not getting if it's a 5 or 6 minute video compared to say a 20 or 15 minute video, not everybody's gonna watch that 5 minutes. So right. The whole YouTube thing is just, it's crazy. And some days I wonder, man, why do we even do this?
I do because it's fun, and I like,
and that's why I'm doing it. Yeah.
So
because I enjoy things like this, doing these lives. I mean, we really do enjoy the lives, because we feel that we can communicate with our subscribers better that way.
Right.
And people said, "Oh, are you going to make a second live channel?" I'm like, no, I can barely keep up with one. Like, if I was doing this full time myself, sure, I'd have 2 channels, but No. Old School Picker said make a lot of playlists, which we do have.
Yeah.
I feel that we have a lot of playlists. I feel like I have a playlist for pretty much everything we do.
Yeah, because with the playlist, we can just hit play on the playlist and let it run in the background, and you get your watch.
Just don't mute it.
Yeah.
Because I guess if you mute it, you don't get
not muted.
Yeah. Because I know we definitely have a live playlist because the lives or some of our lives have gone long. We've done some on a weekend where we've done I think the one weekend we hopped on, we did like a 3-4 hour live. So we were thinking about doing a 6 hour one time because I think 24-hour live's too much. I think even 12 hours is kind of pushing it, but maybe a 12-hour live one day, especially now that the weather's getting colder.
Right.
I won't feel so bad about being stuck inside. I mean, the weather's nuts here. I do it because I like it, because this is a tough game to be in. It is. When we've started, I thought this was the easiest thing ever. Boy, was I wrong.
I remember when you started.
I don't even. Was it March, February, May?
It was. I don't remember exactly when, but I remember you hitting the scene, and it was like, who's this guy?
Yeah, I know. It was like, I remember the first video we put out. It was like, hey man, I don't even want to do this in front of the camera. And now it's like, but it's like,
but you took off pretty quick.
We did. We had one video hit over 1,000 views, and once that one hit, the other ones didn't really get too many views, but we did get some subs because we had. I think Cincinnati Picker gave us a shout out once or twice. Commonwealth Pickers giving us one or two. So that's really helped us out. So we've had some. Philly Flipper was on here. So we've had some people who have a following. Also has helped out too.
Yeah.
We're just trying, and we're learning as we go. I mean, I look back at some of the things we did early. It was like, man, if I could have changed it, we might be in a different position now. But it was like you just learning. So it's fun. I mean, we enjoy it. There's just some days it's like, oh man, I got to get a video up today. Like today. Today was one of those days. I had to hurry up and edit a video last night. And I'm asking my wife, I'm like, what video do you want to go up tomorrow? So it's,
usually when I hit a Goodwill or something, it's so random when I go that I don't normally have like my camera or anything on me. And so I just don't film when I'm out.
The problem now is our Goodwills and stuff do not want us filming there. So I will get some footage with my phone a lot of times now, or I just won't film at all because sometimes it's just hard too, especially if I'm by myself. You're trying to film, you're trying to look. It's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
And I try to get a little bit of footage, and I'm hoping we had an Amazon bin store open up near us. I'm hoping that they're going to allow me to film. I've talked to the owner. They're just still a little bit weird about it though. Like in their eyes, they don't want to give the place a bad rep, which I understand.
It's advertising to the people that they want to be hitting their store.
Correct. And that's what I told them. I said, hey, if I film, people will see this. I've already had some of our subs have already went there.
Right.
So you would think that, hey, more traffic, the better. And that's what I told the guy. I said, look, I'm not going to give you bad publicity because I want you guys to be here so I can buy stuff.
Right.
So I'm not going to go out of my way and say, oh, this place is horrible. Now, there's sometimes I will say there was nothing there today, which that happens. Happens at Goodwill. It happens at all the thrift stores.
Everywhere. The
videos. Yeah, you just got to edit them. Yeah. I Little Miss Q, I don't know if you watched our Ohio yard sales ones, but you might want to watch them because part of me thinks that you might have made an appearance in there because she did the same trail we did that day, and I think we crossed paths because she started up north and came south, and we were south to north. So I think she might have been in one of those. Yeah, Kevin is good people. He's definitely We do have, I was working on some other guests too for this show eventually, and went back and forth with some people. I don't want to drop any of their names just yet until they could finally confirm they're going to be on here. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Oh, look at this, the former co-host.
Hey,
Angie. I just told everybody that I'll be dropping some news next Tuesday, which I'm going to get in touch with you because I have an idea for your news. So just a heads up. I'll get in touch with you this week. That's good. She stopped by. Everybody's just stopping by. And that's what the one nice thing about the lives is there's the replays up. Somebody did say something about a playlist. I have a playlist and leave it playing every night. Now, do you get watch hours if you watch your own videos?
I don't know. What? Do you have 2 accounts?
I do have my wife's account. I should probably
play off the other account.
That's what I might have to do. Maybe I'll try that tonight with the lives. Just let the lives play overnight and be done with it. I was like, oh, my phone is vibrating. Uh-oh. Oh, boy, how exciting. Not really. Not really. It's got some changes. That's all. I was at the same sales as you. I'll go back and watch closer. I usually listen while I work, so I don't always see everything. Yeah, part of me thinks, I'm trying to think where it was. I can't remember which one it was now where I was thinking I ran into you. Yeah, if I would have known she was there, I would have kept an eye out for her because it'd be kind of cool. I know Border Mania reached out to me today. He's actually going to be in Pittsburgh over Thanksgiving. So we might try to do a meetup at some point. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be neat. I mean, he came by our chat last week and actually gave away $20. So it was kind of neat.
Right. And
actually, when we hit 900 subs, I'm giving away a Google Home. Oh, look at that! Speaking of them, unless he might have been sitting back here just listening. How are you? I just told him. I said you're going to be in the Pittsburgh area. Hopefully, maybe we'll get to meet up. Jack Harrington, thanks for stopping by. Now everybody's starting to roll in, which is good. But everybody's gonna have to go back and watch the beginning of this live to hear some of the good Halloween knowledge that Nakoma just dropped for us. So I'm definitely gonna have to go look for those pumpkins. How big are they?
So
are they heavy?
Sam, right?
That's actually kind of cool, though.
Yeah, and then it's a lamb.
Oh.
So the Michael Myers is the same pumpkin at the bottom, just has the Michael Myers on top.
Okay.
And like I said, it's like the hot thing every season. And of course, this year, everybody wanted.
That's actually cool.
The Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So that was like the top selling item, was anything to do with this movie.
I like the colors on that one.
Yeah. The doormats that we had, like bright yellows and reds, it was just crazy looking. And within a day they were sold out.
Little Miss Q, you have to let me know too. I am actually only 8 miles. I think me and Yinzer Picker live closer than 8 miles away from each other. And we've only ran into each other once. It was actually at the Amazon bin store the one day I happened to stop there, and I'm going through the bins and I heard a noise and I was like, man, that sounded like Adam and his wife. I look up and there they were. So that was the first time we ran into each other, and which is really shocking because there's only certain places around here to thrift. So
right.
Somehow we never ran in.
I have not run into anybody in the wild out here, but I have met up with Jen from Jen's Closet Gems.
Yeah.
And, she's been here to the warehouse and stuff, but out in the wild, nobody. I've not crossed.
Which is because you have the 5 resellers are down there. I think they're in the San Antonio area too.
Probably. Like I know AR Edwards he's about a block away from me.
Really?
Yeah. And then Jen is here in pretty much the same area. And that's the only ones I really know that are like
yeah.
San Antonio. but I haven't really crossed paths with anybody.
Texas is so big though. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, for us here, I mean, we have me, Pittsburgh Picker, Anthony, which he's on the other side of the city. And I mean, then we have the guys out east,
Right.
flipping sport. Or is it Paul? Both Pauls actually. So yeah, and then crossing to Ohio. I mean, you got a couple over there, but it's just
You got a bunch over there.
There are. I mean, you have Dark County Picker now, Romans up there, Little Miss Q. I think Little Miss Q's out near Cincinnati, same with Cincinnati Picker. Right. So
yeah, we like to call San Antonio the largest small town in America because it's a very small town atmosphere here, and everybody knows everybody else. Basically, yeah. It is a very small town kind of environment, but we're the 7th largest city in the nation. So
we have a lot of resellers here, but a lot of the resellers here sell at flea markets. So they're looking for different things than we're looking for. And it's funny. I actually ran somebody. We had a yard sale, and this guy came by and he started buying stuff, and we started talking, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm starting up a YouTube channel." So I was like, "Hey, well, that's what we do. Here you go." So he subscribed to us, and then I actually just ran into him not too long ago at another community yard sale. So it was kind of cool.
Nice.
November 23rd through the 29th. It should have been exact. Pittsburgh and in Ohio. Yes, it's a good time. Yeah, I'm close to many resellers. KT Treasures and Avery's All In are both in Ohio, up close to PA. I mean, we're technically okay. So Avery's in Cleveland area. We are actually I could be in Ohio in 30 minutes, if not less.
So it's faster for me to get to Mexico than it is for me to get anywhere else within the state. So for me to go from here to the border is faster for me to go from here to Houston.
Wow. But you don't realize how big Texas actually is.
Yeah, it takes 18 hours to go from side to side.
Wow. I was in Texas twice. But I was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Right.
So it was kind of like it's definitely different down there because how flat it is. I was down there over the 4th of July. So there was like a lot of get-togethers down there, which was neat because I got to experience some like authentic Mexican food, like tacos.
Right.
It was definitely neat, but the one thing that was super odd was one, how hot it was, and how people we were outside doing something, and I'm like, why is everybody pulling their cars in the garage? And they were like, because there's a hailstorm coming.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, but then I left Pittsburgh. I was down there over Christmas one year. I left Pittsburgh. I flew out of Pittsburgh. It was warmer in Pittsburgh. When I landed in Dallas, when I landed at Fort Worth, it was snowing. And people were freaking out over a dusting of snow. But the next day was 80, so it didn't matter. It melted.
Yeah. Well, we ended up getting about 8 inches of snow last year, which is unheard of. We don't ever get snow at all.
Yeah.
The last big snowfall we had was in 86, 87, somewhere around there. And it completely shut down the city. And then this snowstorm, took out the electrical grid. And it was crazy.
So that affected you guys?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
My wife's cousin was working down there at the time, and he goes, just trying to find a cup of coffee in the morning because nobody had power, and it was just, right. He said it was so cold because where they were staying at, there was no heat, and it was just a mess.
Well, I lucked out. The warehouse never lost internet. The house did, but the warehouse never lost internet, and we didn't lose power. So okay. I had entertainment, I had heat, so I did okay at the warehouse. But the house was a different story. So
it's nuts. And how long did you guys not have power?
We were not bad. The power only went out for an evening. It wasn't bad for us. And then but there was people here that were without power for 3 days, 4 days. The big thing that hit us at the house was the internet. We lost internet.
Yeah.
And of course, you can't check anything, you can't watch anything.
Right.
It's kind of stuck, and the city shuts down. Get
Yep.
a little bit of snow, and it shut down. So, yeah, it was. Everything came to a stop.
That's how the weather up here is crazy, and like they just said, the S word is bad word. Like I hate snow. Since I gotten older, I hate snow. But the only time I like snow is whenever I can sit on my couch and look out the window and not have to drive in it.
Right.
That's when I love snow. And our weather has been super weird around here because a couple weeks ago, about a little over about a month ago or so, our whole house tested positive for COVID.
Right.
So the day after I tested positive, I wake up in the morning. It's like 6:00, and I turn on the news, see what the weather's going to do, and they're like, "Oh, tornado warning." I'm like, "Oh, where's that at?" And it's like where we live. So I walk outside. I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, stuff's spinning here. Like,
right.
Well, it ended up hitting like 5 miles away or something. It's like, okay, do we go to the basement or do we not? Like, it's one of those false alarms. Like, what do you do? Well, then a week later, it happened again, and it hit just north of us. And it's like we've had a lot of tornado stuff here happening recently, and I don't like that either.
Well, San Antonio is too far south for tornadoes.
Okay.
We're too far north for hurricanes. We have a ton of fault lines, but no earthquakes. It's just where San Antonio is located. It's just like kind of a perfect location. So we don't really get weird weather phenomena here.
Yeah.
We're not used to anything either.
I didn't realize you guys don't get the hurricanes, though.
No, it always curves out away from San Antonio. Austin will get affected. Houston will get affected. But San Antonio will get affected for it. And we just, I don't know, San Antonio is not used to those weather events happening. So like for me, I lived in Michigan. I'm used to snow. I lived in Tokyo. We get snow and ice there as well. Here, nobody is used to it. So nobody knows how to drive in it. I will, but nobody else knows how to drive in it. So I'm not afraid to drive in the snow. I'm afraid of what the other guy is going to do and slide into me.
And I don't mind driving in snow. I hate the ice because you just can't do much on that. But now with us working from home, which is kind of nice because if the weather's bad, guess what? I'm going to work from home. I don't have to worry about driving to the office and doing all that. But yeah, it was kind of nice last year working from home during this because we did get a good amount of snow last year here. Hoping not this year though.
I think we will.
Our luck, we probably will. We were quarantined over Christmas last year because my in-laws tested positive, and so we had a quarantine over Christmas, and it was actually pretty nice because we actually got to stay at home, and we got dumped on.
Right.
I mean, it was just snow, ice, and we didn't have to go anywhere. It was like the kids could go outside and play in the yard. They could sled ride a little bit, go throw snowballs, and they had a blast. And
right.
That's the fun part of it, to where they can do that.
You're going to have a lot of wet weather like this month. And then I think there'll be a big dip of the Arctic air that comes down. And then the whole country is going to get affected. We had a very wet summer here, which means that we'll typically have a really cold winter.
Well, it's weird because like today, I think today's high was like 42. Tomorrow's high is going to be almost 70. And then Friday, or I think Thursday, it's going to drop again back into the 40s.
Right.
So the weather's just up here. You can hit all 4 seasons in one day. I think that's what we always joke about. It's like one day, the morning you wake up, it could be 23 degrees. By noon, it's 70. Then it's crazy here.
Yeah.
The way we get it. And plus, where we're at, there are some times we get the lake effect snow off the lakes up there, which could be, but we're a little bit further south, so we don't get them too much. No, not as bad as
Cairo, Michigan. So, I had that luxury of going out and trying to figure out what mountain of snow was my car.
Yes.
Because they would go down the middle of the road and just push everything to the side. And everyone thinks that snow is so pretty and, it's white and cute and fun.
Yeah.
No, it's all the dead leaves and the mud and the gunk, and it's just thrown onto the side of the road. It's the nastiest thing. But, it's fun times.
I know. Luckily, we don't have a long driveway. And if we keep our cars parked in the correct positions, I don't have much to shovel because the cars take up the whole driveway.
Right?
We had our sidewalk redone last year, which I'll plow that or I'll shovel that for the Amazon deliveries, so they don't have to worry about tracking through the snow. But it's like we live on this steep hill. When it snows, nobody's coming up anyway, so it doesn't.
Right.
I mean, the mailman will be here, but I don't know how they do it. I mean, our hill is so steep. Yeah.
My family is originally from East Tennessee, the whole Blue Ridge Mountain area.
Yep.
And that's where I'm trying to move back to. My spouse won't let me. I've been fighting for a year to do this. But that's where I want to go back. I want to go back to Tennessee, East Tennessee.
Okay.
And there you'll have snow and ice.
Yeah, I was in Nashville for work, and we flew in the morning. And they kept telling us, they're like, okay, you guys better get out tonight because we're getting an ice storm in the morning and everything's gonna get delayed. So we ended up leaving because they were like, we don't even have salt trucks here. So if it becomes icy, we can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we say in Cincinnati too. Hate the bipolar weather. This whole area is it's weird. It is definitely
know that you're not from the East Tennessee area.
Yeah.
Nashville. There's no villes in Tennessee. It's Nashville.
Yeah, that's how.
Knoxville.
Was it Illinois? Everybody says Illinois.
Yeah.
There's no noise in Illinois.
Yeah.
I've did that for a while too. I don't know if I've ever been in Illinois.
Oh yeah, Chicago.
I really wish we could have stayed in Nashville a little bit more because it did look nice there.
It's all right.
We just drove through it though, and yeah.
My 7-time great uncle was buried on the 9th hole of the Murfreesboro golf course, so that's kind of cool.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
That's where our family home was. He's buried on the back property, and today it's a golf course, but they can't move the grave, so he's just in the rough of the 9th hole.
He's just hanging out there.
Hanging out.
Good a lot of people would love to be buried on a golf course now. That's Huh. Interesting. So, what's up? Philly weather has been weird. See, it's supposed to be 70 degrees there. Yeah, I think you guys will probably get it on Thursday. Wait, yeah, because if ours is tomorrow, you guys should get that Thursday, which is crazy. I mean, there's a lot of places up here that have had snow already, especially in the mountains.
Yeah,
it's definitely been. It's been interesting.
So over the next couple of days, there's supposed to be some storm that's going off the East Coast, but it's a backdraft of the moisture. So it's supposed to be like a flooding event on the East Coast again.
They say somewhere up in New York just had some tornadoes too.
Probably.
I think I was at the gym. I think I was noticing something up there. It said they had some tornadoes. I'm like, oh, geez. Yeah.
Just as we get past one storm going across the country, then another one forms and it's cutting across.
Yeah. It's
back to back.
Yeah. And then sometimes they'll butt there and they'll just collide because, I mean, we get remnants of the hurricanes and tropical storms up here where it just rains for 2 days. So, yeah, we get everything. We're just in a bad spot, really.
We get nothing.
Yeah, you guys get lucky, so.
We get nothing. Luckily, we live on a big limestone aquifer, so we have water.
There you go. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So, but it is about that time. I didn't want to go too late tonight. I have to be up super early. I actually have to be in Pittsburgh by 7:30 tomorrow morning.
Wow.
Which I was supposed to happen today. So I was like, oh, I'll go to the city today and I'll work from home tomorrow. Well, no, that got switched. So I do have to be there in the morning. So tonight's an early bed night for me. But before we leave, why don't you just let everybody know what you have going on and what they can expect from you coming up?
Sure. Well, really have nothing on the horizon at the moment. As most of y'all know, I just came off of doing the Halloween store, so I'm kind of taking some time for myself because that was a hectic time period. But let me say, a lot of people complain that the sales are slow and there's not a lot of movement in Q3. Halloween is your Q3 items. That is something to look at. Where Christmas is overly saturated, Halloween is not. There's a big industry. It's a $10 billion industry. Look at Halloween for Q3. But I'm sure I'll get out, get some content together, throw it out on the channel. Probably not in the next week, but it's coming. Right now, I'm just working on resetting the store.
You should do a video on all your Halloween stuff you have left over.
Don't have a lot comparatively.
What you could have had.
Oh yeah, because normally we have about 200 to 400 boxes of inventory left over for the season for one store.
Yeah.
And this year we ended up with like 40.
Wow.
There was nothing left in the store.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was but that's good though. I mean, it's less you have to take.
It was less stuff that had to be stored, and that's great. It's all new product next year. But no one really got to celebrate Halloween last year, so everyone went out full force this year. But
yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking too. That people were going to take this year a lot better because just last year's Halloween was just not best. People were stuck at home. People were still iffy on what they were doing, like trick or treat wise, and this year seemed to be a little bit better for that. I feel like at least here.
And remember, mid-August and all of September is all your Halloween decor.
Yeah,
and then October is all your costumes. That's when the things sell. So if you're buying stuff now that's on clearance, you find it in the thrift stores for next season. Those are your time periods. Mid-August to the end of September for decor, and then October for all your costumes.
It's good to know. I mean, I'll still list it all times. I'll let it sit there. It's funny. I actually just sold a Christmas ornament just while you were talking. I sold a Christmas ornament. Finally, I got all these Harley Davidson Christmas ornaments. They've been slow sellers, but
I don't think so. The people are starting to already Christmas shop. So
correct. And these were all brand new in the box. So I got them cheap enough that I still have probably 6 left, I think. So we'll get it. Yeah. But we appreciate it, everybody. I might have a live. Might do a live on Saturday. I'm not sure yet. Usually Saturdays are my what sold videos, but I haven't done those in a while. We've just been doing a pop-up live on Saturday, so keep your eyes out for that. But I do want to start getting back to what sold. But tune in next Tuesday night. I'm not sure what time yet. We will have some news for you guys there, and we'll see what happens. So appreciate you coming by. Thanks for finally getting to do this with us. I mean, it's been a while, so
yeah.
But we'll definitely have you on again. So,
awesome.
But thanks for stopping by, and we'll see everybody soon.